Okay, so today we're going to be discussing an article that got recommended to me on my phone the other day called Bungie, It's Time to Get Rid of Power Level in Destiny. The power grind is a gating mechanic that isn't needed in the game anymore. Now, I do disagree with this. I agree with certain parts of it, but I do disagree with the fundamentals of it, in my opinion. I'm not going to read the whole article. I will link it. People can read it themselves. I've highlighted some bits on my screen, which I will put on the screen for you guys to see, and we'll discuss each of those ones as we go to it. So basically he says here in this paragraph that essentially power in Destiny 2 is the same experience level in most RPGs and used to be tied to it. But for some time now, experience in Destiny 2 has been a measure of progression on the season pass rather than tied to actual strength. I disagree with that completely. Experience in Destiny 2 has got nothing to do with the season pass. You earn experience, which increases on the season pass level, which gives you gear, which gives you a lot of cosmetics, which gives you a lot of fluff and materials and stuff like this, and it's fine. But I don't think that's a measure of the progression. I don't look at a person who's done at level 400 in the season pass and go, wow, that player must have done everything in the game, because they could sit and do that by running Crucible every single week. I mean, they'd be crazy to do that, but they could literally just run Crucible every single week, all day, every day, and get to 400. They could find a farming spot to farm XP. It's got nothing to do with the experience in the game, in my opinion. I don't understand that one in the slightest. So in the next paragraph they're talking about it served two purposes. The first, to give a sense of achievement and progression. Agreed, it does. Power does that. You see a number go up, you feel good, yada yada, happy days. And it's also a gating mechanic that serves to lock players out from various parts of the game. It does, because certain parts of the game are exceptionally difficult, and it's hoped that by the time you get to that power level, to get that by running lower level harder content, that you will be understand your class enough and you will be experienced enough with mechanics in the game to be able to run the harder content that you need that power level to get to. Exactly. I don't understand why that's a bad thing. I really don't understand why that's a bad thing. Well, this is why this thing is a bad thing. So it doesn't feel good to have to grind out low level activities just to be able to try Grandmaster Nightfalls, for example. No, but it gives you the gear that you need and gives you experience as a newer player. Maybe for players who've been playing Destiny since it was released, yeah. But if you've got someone who's come in, say, this season, this expansion, or someone who's come in the last season of last expansion, they're not going to be as experienced at doing stuff and not understand mechanics as well as someone who's been playing it from the beginning. So the power level is a way to differentiate the players who understand what they're doing to the players who don't understand what they're doing. It's a very rudimentary, crude way of doing it, but it is a way to separate the wheat from the chaff, as you say. Man, I am so old. That was such an old saying. But anyway. Yeah, they seem to think that it's moving away from this aspect of power because the legendary campaign gives the soft power capping gear. It does. I don't see how that's moving away from it. There's a new power floor on the Leviathan. There is. It's 10 below the actual recommended level it raises you. So even if you're 1560, takes you up to 1570. You can then do the content slightly easier. Power's equalized in Fireban. It's basically just down to skill, and I have none of that, so Iron Banner's an absolute pain in the backside these days. And Destiny 2 has been incorporating adjustable difficulties for nightfalls, raids, and seasonal activities for some time now. Unlocking behind them power levels really on the surface to pad things out. I disagree with that. I don't think it pads things out. I think it allows people to look at someone and go, right, you're 1580, which means you've done a lot of pinnacles, you've done a lot of hard, and I'm putting that in inverted commas, content, because you can get pinnacles from relatively easy content, but it just takes a lot longer to get it. By doing that, you do harder content, you get more pinnacles. So yeah, okay. I don't think it pads it. It just allows people to see who's actually worked hard and who knows what they're doing within reason, or who's played the game a lot to be able to get the gear that they need to do the content that they want to do. In the likes of Call of Duty, yeah, you can basically, there is no experience really bar the season pass. There's no PvE in Call of Duty. There's no raids that you have to work together with someone else. There's PvP, because that's literally all Call of Duty is PvP, as far as I'm aware. I could be wrong with that, and I apologize to any Call of Duty players that are saying it isn't. But you need some way of judging a person, a player, a character, as to how well they're doing gear-wise. before you invite them. World of Warcraft, you've got gear score. Eye level it's called on their gear. I don't think it should be the be all and end all. I agree with that, but then it's not the be all and end all in Destiny, because if you know people running a Grandmaster Nightfall, they can take you in at a lower level if they're willing to do extra work to take you in. There's nothing stopping you doing it. You just can't. You're just very unlikely to get into a random pug group for it. I do think that if they keep power level, they should introduce a match-made mode for all of these things, 100%, because it's a pain in the backside to get a group for certain things if you want to do them, because if you're in a clan, or say some of your players aren't playing anymore, you're on your TOD, it's difficult to get a group. But even if they're playing all the time and they play at different times from you, it's difficult to get a group. So having a match-made mode, I think, would be good, but I'm not saying it's a necessary thing. So anyway, it's just a quick thing. I disagree that light level should be taken away or power level should be taken away from Destiny 2. But what I do think should be done is they should have, if they're going to take it away, then they need to introduce an achievement system or a seal, or add in a seal that allows you, so that it shows that you've got the necessary ability to do things, so that you can then get into groups with other people. I don't know. I just don't think that a new player should be able to log in and within a month, because there's no power level, go in and decide, I want to do a Grandmaster Nightfall. I'm going to go and apply to this group in LFG. They're going to invite me, and then I'm going to make them waste 2 hours in a Grandmaster Nightfall because it's hard and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. That's my worry, that happens. I mean, that's me. I go into any Master Nightfall and I am the one that's causing the problems. But then I don't sign up for them very much for that reason, because I know I'm not particularly great enough to do them. And then, yeah, if you want to let me know whether you think Destiny should remove the power level, then you can let me know in the comment section below. For now, thank you very much for watching it. That's all I want you to do. Just enjoy the videos. If you like it, hit the like button, but you don't need to. Remember, I've been just John P, and you haven't seen me. So, toodles!